It's one of the biggest projects ever for the Thales group, as well for here in Hengelo.
In 2028, Europe's naval balance will shift in a way not seen since the Cold War. Germany, once known for its post-war pacifism, is now investing €5 billion into 4 next-generation warships.
Additional ships also following in the series. So as of 28, we will see the ships entering into the German Navy.
These ships are built to stay at sea for years without resupply, lead entire fleets, and dominate in both surface and underwater warfare. The massive modular frigates, called the Netherocks class, are quietly being built at 3 German shipyards. Officially, they're described as a modernization effort. But behind the scenes, they're stirring concern among NATO allies and rivals alike. Germany isn't just building ships, it's building leverage. And by 2028, the entire security picture in Europe could look very different. Let's walk through how this all began. Germany's €5 billion gamble that's been quietly taking shape. In June 2020, Germany signed one of the biggest naval contracts in its recent history. It was a €5.48 billion deal to build 4 F126 frigates, officially known as the Nether-Saxon class. While labeled as frigates, these ships are actually larger and more capable than many destroyers in Western navies. Each one displaces 11,000 tons and stretches more than 544 feet long, making them the biggest surface warships Germany has launched since World War II. The first of these ships, named Niroxen, is set to be delivered in 2028. What makes this especially important isn't just the size or cost, it's the timing. Europe is entering a new phase in defense. With Russia's war in Ukraine, increased naval movements in the Arctic, and a more assertive China, many countries are rethinking their military readiness. Germany's move to invest billions into modular, long-range, high-endurance warships is more than just a routine upgrade. It marks a shift in strategy. The program started under the name MKS-180, short for Mehrzweck-Kampfschiff 180, or Multi-Purpose Combat Ship 180. It was first imagined in 2009 as a way to replace the aging Gepard-class fast attack boats. But it quickly grew into something much bigger, a key piece of Germany's future naval strategy. By 2015, it had taken over the role of replacing the Brandenburg-class frigates, which were Germany's main ships for anti-submarine warfare. The design also added abilities for surface combat, air defense, patrol missions, and command roles. Built to be flexible and stay at sea for the long haul, the F126 frigates are modular by design. This means they can swap out full mission packages depending on the task. Whether it's enforcing embargoes off the Horn of Africa or leading NATO operations in the Arctic, these ships are made for global missions. Most importantly, each one can stay deployed for up to 2 years using rotating crews. No need for the usual maintenance breaks at port. This push for advanced warships is part of a much larger €100 billion boost in German defense spending. That surge in funding came shortly after Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. But putting €5 billion into just 4 warships has raised questions, both within Germany's political scene and across Europe. Some see it as much-needed modernization. Others view it as a quiet but serious shift away from Germany's cautious military stance. Whether seen as progress or as a turning point, the construction of these 4 frigates is already changing how people think about Germany's role in European defense. When the first F126 hits the water in 2028, it won't just be on patrol, it'll be sending a message. So what makes these frigates truly different from anything else? Let's take a closer look inside the steel. The F126 frigates aren't just Germany's biggest surface ships, they're also among the most advanced naval vessels ever built in Europe. Even though they're called frigates, these ships are pushing the limits of what today's navies expect from a surface combat vessel. Every part of their design focuses on 4 key ideas: endurance, automation, modularity, and adaptability. Together, these features will help Germany operate more efficiently across the globe and shift the naval balance in Europe. At full load, each F126 frigate displaces nearly 11,000 tons. That's more than even some U.S. Navy destroyers. For comparison, a Flight II Arleigh Burke-class destroyer comes in at around 9,000 tons. But the F126 isn't just physically bigger, it's built for more. These ships can stay out at sea for up to 2 years at a time, thanks to a crew rotation model that doesn't rely on frequent port visits. With just 114 sailors running the ship, far fewer than other ships this size, the F126 relies heavily on automation and remote diagnostics. That reduces the strain on the crew and makes long missions much more sustainable. The real game changer, though, is how modular the F126 is. The ships are built to swap out full mission packages using container-sized modules that slide into specially built bays. Whether the mission is anti-submarine warfare, ASW, anti-surface warfare, ASUW, mine countermeasures, MCM, or command and control, the F126 can be quickly reconfigured to handle it. Only the U.S. Navy's littoral combat ships have tried something similar, and even those had mixed results. Germany's approach looks more solid, with contracts already in place for modules like the ASW suite from Atlas Electronic. Another strength is how well these ships can work with NATO forces. The F126 is built around Thales's TACTICOS combat system, which supports a wide range of NATO and European sensors and weapons. It'll also use radar systems from Hensoldt, the TRS 4D C-band, and Thales, the APAR Block 2X band, giving it accurate tracking for both air and surface threats. Combined with advanced electronic support systems from Rode and Schwarz, these tools allow the ship to monitor, respond to, and manage threats faster and more independently than older German ships. Even the ship's power and propulsion systems are forward-looking. The F126 uses ABB's direct current DC power system alongside Rolls-Royce platform management, making the ship more energy efficient and future-ready, capable of handling power-hungry tech like railguns or laser weapons down the line. Renk is supplying the gearboxes and electric motors for a hybrid system that allows quiet, low-speed cruising, perfect for tracking submarines. The ship's construction process also follows this modular thinking. Built in separate sections at shipyards in Wolgast, Kiel, and Hamburg, each part is assembled and integrated in stages. This spreads the work across Germany's shipbuilding industry and shortens the timeline for delivery. The F126 isn't just a new ship, it's a new approach to how Germany sees naval warfare. It brings together firepower and flexibility, scale and subtlety, complexity and efficiency. When these frigates enter service in 2028, they won't just update the German Navy, they could set the tone for what future European naval power looks like. These new ships offer something no other European surface combatant has offered before: true strategic flexibility. With mission modules and global range, the F126 frigates are in a class of their own. Germany is building a class of warships that can be reconfigured on the fly, tailored for specific missions without the long delays of traditional shipyard overhauls. This modular design changes everything about how naval ships are deployed, maintained, and used. Each F126 frigate is designed with built-in spaces for mission modules, so a single ship can switch roles completely based on what's needed. These modules carry all the gear, sensors, and software for a specific task, and they can be tested and ready to go while still on shore. That means less downtime and better readiness. The German Navy has already ordered 2 anti-submarine warfare ASW modules called F126MW, built by Atlas Electronic. These kits will include high-end sonar arrays and powerful processing tools to detect submarines across long distances. It's still not confirmed if the ships will carry torpedoes on board or rely only on helicopters for ASW. But either way, this is a major upgrade over Germany's current fleet. Down the line, more modules could include mine detection systems, advanced command gear, or even setups for disaster relief. While the idea of modular ships isn't brand new, using it on large ocean-going frigates like the F126 is rare. These aren't coastal ships. They're designed to go anywhere, which makes this modular approach a big deal. One of the biggest advantages is how long these ships can stay on duty. Thanks to rotating crews and swappable modules, each frigate can stay at sea for up to 2 years without needing to return home. For example, a ship on anti-piracy duty near the Horn of Africa could later switch to submarine tracking in the Mediterranean, all without going back to port. There's even a module designed to detain and quarantine suspects, which is key for missions involving piracy or enforcing embargoes. And this isn't just theoretical. Germany is taking on a bigger role in EU and NATO missions at sea, and it needs ships that can do more than one job. Whether it's patrolling the Arctic or helping secure shipping routes in the Indo-Pacific, the F126 gives Germany a fast, flexible way to respond to changing events around the world. It's not just a warship, it's a tool for strategy, designed to keep Germany in the lead when the stakes are high. By 2028, these ships will do more than join international missions. They'll help Germany lead them. Built entirely in Germany, by design. Germany is building every part of the F126 frigates at home. That choice is as strategic as the ships themselves. Even though the Dutch-led Damen Group holds the main contract, Berlin made sure that all the construction work happens in German shipyards. It's a clear move to support domestic industry, keep shipbuilding skills in the country, and stay in control of a project that could reshape Europe's naval future. The work is split between 3 key sites: Wolgast, Kiel, and Hamburg. In Wolgast, the Peine shipyard handles the steelwork and assembles the stern sections of the ships. Over in Kiel, teams are building the bow sections. Once the front and back are ready, both are brought together, then towed by sea to Hamburg for final assembly and integration. At the historic Blohm plus Voss shipyard in Hamburg, the F126 frigates will go through their final outfitting, testing, and integration. This split but carefully coordinated building process takes advantage of each yard's strengths. It also fits into a wider strategy within Germany's industry: decentralized production that supports local jobs, builds resilience against supply chain issues, and helps win political backing across various federal states. Spreading the work across multiple shipyards helps safeguard thousands of jobs, something both defense leaders and local governments see as essential. Construction officially kicked off in December 2023, when the first steel was cut in Wolgast. By June 2024, the keel for the lead ship, Niedersachsen, was laid, marking the beginning of a high-stakes schedule. Germany plans to have all 4 frigates commissioned between 2028 and 2031. The first one is expected to reach initial operational capability in Wilhelmshaven by 2028. Still, not everyone has supported the program without concerns. The decision to open the initial contract to foreign competition caused heated debate in Germany's political and labor circles. Some critics argued it could put national security and technological independence at risk. In the end, Damen's winning bid came with a promise: all ship construction would happen in German yards. That commitment eased much of the resistance. The list of companies supporting the project is long. Thales is supplying radar and fire control systems from its German and Dutch facilities. Hamburg-based Verilab, Sam Electronics, is handling electrical systems. OSI Maritime, a Canadian firm, provides navigation. Rolls-Royce Power Systems oversees platform automation. ABB supplies the ship's advanced DC power system, and Renk delivers the electric motors and gearboxes. The F126 is now seen as the biggest naval shipbuilding program in German history. More than just a military update, it's also a sign of industrial strength. At a time when Europe is rethinking its defense supply chains, Germany isn't just building warships, it's building long-term independence, built for power, ready for deterrence. These frigates aren't just big, they're built to send a clear signal. With modular weapons and state-of-the-art sensors, the F126 ships are Germany's most advanced surface warships so far. Though technically classified as frigates, their weapons lineup is closer to that of a destroyer. And by 2028, that firepower is expected to shift the balance of naval power in Europe. At the core of each ship's combat ability is the Thales TACTICOS combat management system. It combines data from all the ship's sensors, ranks threats automatically, and coordinates weapon systems. Built to deal with threats across multiple domains, it allows the ship to operate on its own or as part of NATO-led missions. The main sensor package includes Thales's APAR Block 2 X-band radar, which can track air and surface threats at the same time with pinpoint accuracy. It's backed up by Hensoldt's TRS 4D C-band radar for wide-area air and sea surveillance. Additional tools like the Gatekeeper infrared TV observation system and the Mirador Mk2 electro-optical tracker add extra layers of awareness for close to mid-range defense. Germany is also putting serious focus on electronic warfare for the F126 frigates. Rode and Schwarz is providing both radar and communication support systems, known as RESM and CESM. These tools help the ships detect, analyze, and pinpoint the source of hostile radar and communication signals. That's critical for avoiding threats, planning maneuvers, and locking onto targets more effectively. When it comes to weapons, the F126 frigates are built for both defense and precision strike. At the center is a 16-cell Mk-41 vertical launch system, VLS, which can carry up to 64 Evolved Sea Sparrow missiles, ESSM Block 2. These missiles are designed to intercept fast, evasive threats from the air, like incoming missiles or enemy aircraft. The Mk-41 system is also capable of launching larger missiles like the SM-2, but so far, Germany hasn't confirmed whether those will be added, leaving room for future upgrades. For striking surface targets, each ship will carry 8 Kongsberg Naval Strike Missiles, NSM. These are sea-skimming cruise missiles that stay low to avoid radar and can also be used for land attacks. For close-range defense, the F126 uses 2 rolling airframe missile, RAM launchers, made to shoot down incoming missiles at the last moment. The ship's main gun is a 127mm naval cannon, which can fire precision-guided volcano rounds that hit targets over 100 kilometers away. Additional weapons include 2 Rheinmetall MLG 27 autocannons and Rheinmetall's MASS decoy launchers, which help jam or trick incoming missiles. Each frigate will also include a hangar large enough for 2 helicopters, most likely the NH-90 or Sea Tiger, configured for anti-submarine warfare, surveillance, and transport missions. Unmanned aircraft like the Saab Skeldar have also been mentioned as future possibilities. While the F126 won't carry long-range strike missiles like the Tomahawk, its design allows for upgrades later. One option in the works is a new supersonic strike missile called the 3SM, being developed by Germany and Norway. If added, this would give the ships far greater reach. To sum it up, these ships are designed to deter, defend, and strike back. By 2028, they won't just expand Germany's naval power, they'll completely reshape how its Navy fights. And maybe that's why the program has already run into pushback, both political and internal. Germany's decision to pour €5 billion into just 4 highly advanced warships hasn't been embraced by everyone. While the F126 program is officially described as a needed modernization step, it has stirred debate among lawmakers, union leaders, and military analysts. At its core, the argument touches a deeper conflict: how to balance national security with economic independence, and how to modernize without going too far. The original contract decision was a lightning rod. In 2020, Germany chose the Dutch company Damen to lead the project after a competitive European bidding process. Even though Damen agreed to have all construction take place within Germany, critics from opposition parties and labor unions voiced strong concerns. They argued that core naval technologies and thousands of skilled jobs were being placed under foreign oversight. Daniel Günther, the minister-president of Schleswig-Holstein, was especially vocal. He called for German surface shipbuilding to be declared a key technology, one that should be protected from EU competition laws. The IG Metall Union and several shipyard labor councils were especially outspoken. They warned that handing over key design work and intellectual property to the Netherlands could slowly weaken Germany's naval industry. Some estimates suggested that up to 15,000 jobs across the wider maritime supply chain might be at risk. In response, Berlin doubled down, making it official that all hull construction, assembly, and outfitting would take place in German shipyards. Beyond worries about industry, the project also faced tough questions about cost. After Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Germany boosted its defense budget by 100 billion euros. But critics wondered if spending over 5 billion euros on just 4 ships, more than 1.2 billion euros per vessel, was the right call during a military emergency. Some argued that the Navy's more urgent needs were elsewhere, like fixing its struggling submarine fleet or replacing aging support ships. That same budget pressure also slowed down future plans. Originally, the German Navy had hoped to buy 6 F126 frigates, but hesitation from lawmakers meant no commitment was made beyond the first 4. In October 2022, Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht announced that any additional F-126 ships and the next-generation F-127 air defense frigates would be put on hold for now due to funding limits. Other programs like the IDAS missile for submarines and several aircraft purchases were also cut back. Even with those setbacks, the F-126 project has kept moving forward, backed by broad political support that sees it as key to rebuilding Germany's naval strength. But the arguments around it show a deeper tension. Germany isn't just building new ships, it's building a new defense identity. And that shift is already sparking real debate at home. Looking ahead, 2028 and beyond. By 2028, the first F-126 frigate, Niroxen, is expected to be fully operational. That milestone will mark a serious change in how Germany projects naval power. Unlike older generations of German warships, the F-126 class is designed for endurance, automation, and constant global presence. It represents a new way of thinking. Fewer ships, but each one able to do more, stay out longer, and operate farther from home. The most important shift is the 2-year deployment cycle. Thanks to modern automation, these ships only need a core crew of 114. Crews rotate every 4 months, while the ship stays on station, supported by light maintenance and modular logistics at sea. This means Germany can keep a ship deployed in far-off regions, like the Indo-Pacific, the Mediterranean, or the Arctic, without constantly pulling it home for rest or repairs. This endurance is matched by flexibility. The F-126's modular design means it can quickly change mission profiles. A ship returning from anti-submarine duty can switch in a command module and redeploy as a task force leader within just a few days. In today's fast-changing world, that ability to pivot quickly gives Germany an edge over older fleets locked into single-purpose roles. The F-126 frigates are expected to take on a wide range of missions. These include counter-piracy patrols, enforcing embargoes, protecting convoys, and joining NATO-led task forces. Their design allows them to adapt to the mission, not the other way around. Outfitted with helicopters and drones, the F126 frigates can also carry out reconnaissance, rescue missions, and support for special operations. Their systems are hardened against CBRN threats, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear, which allows them to operate even in dangerous high-risk zones. Just as important, the F126 class is built for tight integration with NATO forces. Its communications, sensors, and combat systems are fully interoperable, allowing the ships to join multinational fleets without delays or technical hurdles. With their onboard command centers, these frigates are designed to lead joint missions, something Germany's current Navy has rarely done. But even with all these capabilities, real-world performance will come down to training, logistics, and how well crews adapt. The German Navy is investing in simulation-based training and building up support infrastructure, but the idea of a minimally crewed ship that stays deployed for years is still untested. The first deployments will be watched closely, not just by Germany's allies, but by its potential rivals. If the concept works, Germany won't just have a new class of warships. It will have reshaped what it means to be a modern European naval power, agile, persistent, and globally involved. What's really at stake here? So the question isn't whether Germany is building powerful ships. It's what kind of role those ships will help Germany play. Will they be tools for peace and stability? For deterrence? Or something more forward-leaning? What do you think Germany's growing naval power means for Europe and the world? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share it with others who follow global defense stories. Thanks for watching.